Chloe, first of all, congratulations on winning the Scottish Building Society SWPL Player of the Month award for March. How does it feel?
It feels really great, to be honest. I think it just shows what your hard work can do, like putting in the extra gym sessions, doing one-to-ones, and it pays off in the end by winning such a great award that is known by many people. And it's ranked quite high in the Scottish Women's League essentially to win, so it's really a great achievement for myself.
Obviously you've been nominated before, which is a huge achievement in itself, but the fact that you've now gone one step further and won the award, how does that feel as well?
No, it feels really great. To be nominated before was a privilege in itself, but to be nominated again and actually win it is a whole different achievement in itself. Which does make me quite proud of myself, just to show that I have been nominated and I've took it one step further and actually went and won the award.
Obviously that award was for, the nomination was for September last year. You've now won the award in March. Do you feel like, even though you've had that break, that you've managed to continue a high level of form for Glasgow girls?
I don't think I've created a high level, but I have improved in certain areas, with whether it be with my confidence, being on the ball. But I have put in more hours, more sessions. As I said, I'm doing more one-to-ones, I'm doing more strength and conditioning classes, and overall I'm seeing improvements in myself, both on the game and physically, like challenging for everything essentially.
Also, one of the big changes that you've had between last year and this new season is obviously a new head coach. Yeah. How's it been working with John Doyle as your new head coach?
At the very start it was a bit tough, going from a team that was so used to one coach's ways to trying to adapt into a new coach. It was quite hard, and we had new players come, we had players leave, so I think the team balance was a bit shaky. But John's come in, he's done a good job, and so far we've competed well in the league, and I think we're doing great. We're in for a chance of the title race.
Obviously coming into this season, based on last season, many people may have written Glasgow girls off and said, well, the chance of you being there fighting for the title might be quite slim, but you've proved people perhaps wrong at this point in the season. Are you pleased with that element to your team?
Yeah, definitely. Like every season we go into, we seem to be the underdogs, and everyone just seems to think that Glasgow won't be in with a chance of the title. But in previous years we've showed where we almost just missed promotion by goal difference. And then it just shows you this year itself, we're 5 games in, and it's anybody's game. Whether it's compared to last year, this time one team that basically is romped the league at this point, so it is anybody's game. And you've got teams like Dundee United who've just came up, and they're really putting their mark in the league. So at any point at this stage, it's anybody's game.
As a player, how exciting is it to be in that? Because I spoke to Rachel who won last month's award, and Hearts again expected to do very well. They're still very much battling again with every other team in the league. Is it exciting as a player to be involved in such a competitive league? It
is, because it gives you something to work forward to, and it shows you the competitiveness that's in the league, so that everyone is fighting, and every game that you're going into, the points really do matter, whether it be a draw or you get the 3 points. It just shows you like how close the margins are between actually being first place and being like second and third, which is only a couple of points.
One of the things that I think John's mentioned when I was spoken to him post-match, and seems to be very much true in the way that you've played, you've only conceded 3 goals so far this season, making yourselves hard to beat. Has that been one of the things that John and yourselves as a team, if you really worked on to make sure that you're not conceding many goals at all? Yeah,
that's what John has implemented from the get-go. As soon as he came in, he wanted to be a team that if you had to score against us, it's got to be something world class. It's got to be like you've got to have worked for it rather than just an easy goal straight down the middle. So John has really worked on that with us, and it seems to be working. As you said, we've only conceded 3 goals this season so far, so it does seem to be working. We seem like a hard team to break down.
So looking specifically at March, and obviously yourself and your team up against Hamilton Academical, a team that have obviously just been relegated. Let's talk about that goal first and foremost. Obviously, is it one of the best goals you've ever scored, do you think?
Potentially, yeah. It's up there. We had worked on it at the corners. I had to be at the front and essentially peel off and basically fight for any scraps that came out. And it was fortunate the keeper punched it right to my direction, which I've hit on the half volley outside the box, and it's went in. And it's always a competitive game when we play Aki, so it's always good to score. It's just unfortunate that they'd got the goal in the end, but these things happen in games, and the game should have been finished earlier than that, so there's not really any excuses for it. But yeah, it was a good goal.
Also the conditions, I was there at that match, they were pretty horrendous, especially in the second half. But the fact that you're coming away disappointed, as you touched upon there, drawing with Hampden Identical, who again were seen as one of the title favourites, does that show a level of intent from your team this season?
Oh yeah, definitely. As I said, any team we play, there's going to be that battle that's going to be on. We play Hearts, we'll play Accies, we'll play Kilmarnock. There's always going to be that kind of fighting edge between every team and the rivalry that everyone has, just because how important it is to actually get the points. And yeah, overall it's quite competitive.
Your only loss so far this season was away to FC Kilmarnock. I was at that game as well. It was a very close game, 2-0. Obviously, they got a late goal that kind of gave them a little bit of breathing space at the end. What was your feelings at that moment to have suffered your first defeat as a team?
I was quite gutted. So I was only on the pitch for 12 minutes, and then I'd had to get carried off with an injury that I'd got from the first game of the season. However, it was quite a kick in the teeth to obviously give away a goal so easily like we did, and then at the end I think everyone just switched off, and then obviously it's gave them the second goal, and we could have probably pushed to try and get a draw, but as I said, things happen in football and you can't win everything.
The other game, obviously Hudson Vale, you got yourself on the score sheet a few times in that one as well. Obviously picking up a win like that, a dominating performance, dominating win, how good is that for confidence going forward as a team?
Definitely, there's certain players in the team that do need a bit of confidence, so playing a game against Hutchie, it will give them the confidence, to like relax, take their time, have a shot. There's no one's going to moan at you if you miss a shot or anything like that. But it was good for myself as well, just to get on the score sheet, going from last season where I didn't score any goals in at all, and now we're like 5 games in and I've scored 4, so it's a good achievement for myself really. And I think overall it helps the team. Obviously goal difference will matter, getting the 3 points and just basically getting the job done, sealing it off early.
That was something I was going to touch upon. You've scored 4 goals in the month. Is that something that you've worked on as well in your game to try and maybe get yourself more on the score sheet for your team?
No, not really. It's happened by chance. I've more or less worked on being a more dominant holding centre midfielder, but obviously pushing up to attack. But if you asked me at the start of the season how many goals I was going to score, I'd probably tell you none. It just doesn't happen for me, but there you go, 4 goals in, but I'm sure I'll have plenty more this season.
What do you maybe put that down to then? Obviously, if it's not something you specifically set out, right, I'm going to score more goals. Is it just a team kind of effort that you are solid defensively as a team? You've maybe got that freedom to perhaps go forward a wee bit more and be a bit more attacking minded. Is that something that comes into it? Yeah,
I think with the formation that John's now implemented into the team, I think it's now given me the role that I can push forward, I can get into the box, I can score goals. And in the Hutchie game, John put me up as a striker essentially, so I think that's where, as I said, it's gave me more confidence that I can go forward if I have to, but then John's also got the confidence in me to come back and be a midfielder if need be, if a game's tight or anything like that.
So also looking ahead now, I think you kind of touched upon it, but is the overall goal for Glasgow Girls promotion this season?
Well, taking it game by game, but we'd love to get promoted. That is obviously, you're here to win games, you're here to get promoted. However, we're just taking it, as John would say, we're taking it game by game. There's no point rushing into it. We're 5 games in, anything can happen, so we'll just take it how it goes.
Talking about taking it as it goes, on Sunday you're up against the newly promoted Dundee United at Hampden Park. Going into that one, obviously they are a newly promoted side. They've just come off the back of a convincing midweek win against Hutchie Vale. What are your thoughts going into that game?
Quite excited to see them play. They've got themselves to prove, and do you know what? They're doing really, really great in this league. They're stamping their authority, so I think they'll come out all guns blazing. But that's where we just have to, we need to be compact, we need to stick in, and as I said, we're hard to break down, so we're hoping to try and implement that on Sunday, and hopefully Dundee don't really score a goal and we come away with a victory.
And just finally, obviously this is a public vote done on the Scottish Building Society website. What would you say to everybody that's taken the time to vote for you and it's helped you to win the award of it?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank all my friends, my university team who's been behind me, everyone who's shared it, everyone's liked it, told their grannies, grandpas, everybody. So I do really appreciate it, and it does mean a lot to overall win the vote based on public votes. But no, I'm really grateful for it.